Hello, friends! Unfortunately, sometimes people who feel like the king of the universe offend our four-legged friends. However, there are people who save precious animals from their careless owners. Employees of the Villalobos Rescue Center, which is located in the American city of New Orleans, Louisiana, often respond to alarm signals. This time, they were told that a homeless pit bull was roaming the streets, and it looked like he was sick. Matt, Sugar, and Laura went to find him. They understood that it would be a difficult job. After all, the area was poor and not safe, and if the dog had been wandering for more than a day, he could be emaciated, embittered, and aggressive. It was necessary to catch him carefully. If the pit bull rushed at a person, he would have to be put down immediately. The dog was seen almost right away. Matt got out of the car, and the dog suddenly ran towards him, not angrily, but happily wagging her tail. The rescuers were amazed that the formidable-looking pit bull was an affectionate, nursing mother. How much pain there was in the eyes of this poor thing. The dog allowed a collar and leash to be fastened. She seemed even glad of it. The animal looked emaciated. The abandoned female pit bull had to have been starving. The center staff began to call the dog into the car to take it with them, but she barked and called them to the next house. The mother dog most likely wanted to show the people where her puppies were. She searched everywhere under the porch, but alas, to no avail. Then the dog rushed to the door. The volunteers knocked. Hearing the sound of the lock, the shaggy mother rushed to the door, ready to immediately rush inside. She knew for sure that her babies were waiting for her behind that door. But the employees of the center could not enter the house without the owner's permission, and the owner of the house did not allow the dog to pass and said that it was not his pit bull, but his neighbor's. The neighbor ended up in prison, and the man had to take care of the dog and her puppies, but his words did not look like the truth. The pet, whom they found on the street, looked too sad. Then Sugar asked to see the puppies, but he got angry and shouted that he did not want to see anyone in his house. Then he slammed the door so hard that it almost pushed them off the porch. The rescuers had no choice but to take the pit bull to the shelter and then return and try to get the puppies from the man. The dog turned out to be affectionate and obedient. She calmly entered the cage for transportation. At the shelter, she was placed in a warm enclosure with a soft rug, and the volunteers drove back. As they got to the familiar house, the weather changed. A thunderstorm rumbled and a heavy downpour broke out. This time, Laura went up to the porch. And then something incredible happened. The man who had recently turned away the intruders with anger let her come into the house. Probably he took pity on the girl who was really wet from the rain. Her companions remained in the yard and patiently waited for Laura. And then a miracle happened. The girl appeared on the porch with 2 puppies in her arms that looked just like their mother. Returning to the house, she carried out 2 more, but these were red ones. These seemed weaker, but still looked pretty decent. The owner was afraid to let the adult pit bull into his house, but he still fed the puppies. The babies were put into the cage, and the rescuers headed to the shelter, imagining a happy reunion of the dog family. When they arrived, the rain had not stopped but was even stronger. The mother of the puppies was warm and dry in the room. She had plenty of water and food, only the babies were missing. And then the dog jumped up when she smelled the familiar scent. The people entered the enclosure and put her puppies on the mat next to their mother. They eagerly pounced on the milk, and the mother was infinitely happy. The workers of the shelter, who had seen a lot, turned away to hold back their tears. It was impossible to look into the devoted dog's eyes without pain in the heart. They shone with hope as if they were saying, "People, you won't take my children from me, will you?" A dog's habits are entirely dependent on how a person raised it. Only we decide whether a predatory animal or an affectionate, loyal dog will grow out of a cute pet. Write in the comments and share this video with your friends. Goodbye!